tell you what. Welcome to the Trinity podcast, episode 55. At the time of recording, we might have to put this out earlier. Jamie Jackson's just dropped an absolute bomb. Jamie Jackson has dropped an absolute bomb. He says that Kobbie Mainoo plans to reject Manchester United contract and move abroad. What's going on here?
At the time of pressing record, literally, 30 seconds ago, and it says Kobbie Mainoo is minded to reject the offer of a new contract at Manchester United and seek a move abroad. The midfielder has 2 years on his deal, but the club would be open to selling the England international, who is valued at £70 million to help their finances. His contract is worth 20 grand a week, and his representatives want to improve his wages to reflect his role in the team. United believe Mainoo could still agree to improve terms. If he declines to extend his deal, income from selling Mainoo would be a welcome boost for United, who need to bring in money if they're to make signings, but losing a homegrown player while Ruben Amorim is trying to rebuild the side would be difficult for many fans to accept. Wow, it's a bit... That's a bit of a misleading headline, that one.
It's a bit. Jamie, are we going to have to call him and get him in there, Jamie?
Yeah, when in there, it kind of also says Manchester United believe he could still agree to improve terms. You go, so basically, it's a bit like that Marcus Rashford one of, well, when Marcus Rashford leaves, he wouldn't want to play in the Premier League until it depends what the options are for him to move to the Premier League.
But I do think we can say there is doubts, though, because it's saying he could, not he will. When it was like, he's going to sign the contract, he wants to stay here. It is a bit. This is a thing.
It's the derisory. He's on derisory wages right now. He's on 20,000 a week. It's not
terrible KG, isn't it? 20k a week.
I get it. No, but in the lines of footballers, in our lives, give me 20 grand a week, absolutely. But in the lives of the footballers and who's in that dressing room, who he's with, his mates, his like people his age group as well. You're talking about Lenny Euro. You're talking about, I don't know how, Xerxes. You're talking about like all of those players, Xerxes, Rasmus, who's the young kid that just stepped in recently? Because you can say, oh, well, this is not happening under INEOS. Dorgu. Dorgu's another player. All of these players under INEOS, the INEOS regime, are getting the right money.
Dorgu's on 40 bags a week.
Well, Dorgu, I'm using the real boys. I'm using Lenny Euro's the guy that we should really be looking at. Lenny Euro, and Dorgu literally just arrived, but him, Xerxes, Ahmad. I'm not looking at any difference between the three. I'm not looking at difference between us, really.
How do we not know that that's what he could be rejecting?
No, but I'm saying I need to see what right now. Me on 20 is crazy, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, the fact that he wants a new one, that's fine.
I'm saying 20 is derisory. I'm saying the point is 20 is the derisory.
100%. That's why he negotiated. But United are trying to offer him one though. Like he said, he plans to reject United's contract offer. So obviously we don't know what that contains yet.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah, if they've offered him a light 50, he's gonna go, what do you mean 50?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so we don't know. So I understand why this is being negotiated, like, or why this is a thing. I get that. It's just like it's just a bigger thing. We don't know what he's gonna do. We don't know.
But the club is doing something weird with the 180 thing. We've seen them trying. We know that I was saying earlier, there was that leaked thing of, Ornstein said trying to get rid of Garnacho and Kobbie. Yeah,
exactly. And
since then, and let's have it right. Even when Rashford came out and said, I want to leave, the club said we want to sell Rashford. Before Rashford came out and said, I want to leave. Yeah, that was the motion of how the things went. Now we always forget, as Man United fans, we forget how the story was played out to us. So now we're getting this whole thing of he's greedy, he wants 180. Where's that come from? Where does it come from that says he wants 180? What
you could say, KG?
Go on.
What this is ahead of a big weekend is not an optimum situation. Speaking of optimum, here's another word from Oxford Natural by Gowan Life.
This video is brought to you by Oxford Natural and the Optimum Day and Night capsules. This is the perfect way to take charge of your weight loss journey through Optimum. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the video description below to start your journey now. Look at the difference. I mean, just look at KG. The proof's in the pudding.
As per usual, even the really powerful shows like this one, the big hard-hitting topics, they are still brought to you by Oxford Natural, just in there seamlessly. It's just top work. It's top journalism.
Yeah,
mate.
well, you definitely, you know
top
what I mean.
Broadcasting.
Sometimes you just got to stay on track. But I was trying to look as well, because I remember, was it Musiala at Bayern? There was someone in Europe who was on, like, actually for their importance to the team, was actually on a stupid wage, like not that much. Was it Musiala? It was some, and he was on it. It was
he just got a new deal now.
I swear it was like a similar number where he was. When you go, by the way, Musiala's on this, you'd be like, no way. And he's just signed a new contract at Bayern Munich. And granted, he's a couple of years older than Kobbie. Kobbie's what, 19? I think Musiala's 22, 21, 22. Something.
Musiala's better than him as well. He's done stuff.
But in terms of the number that he's gone to, by all accounts, he's gone to £300,000 a week. Yeah, 300,000.
Yeah. But
300,
he is in a different stratosphere, though. He is in a different stratosphere.
Kobbie leaves this club, and
that's not the go. That's not the going.
But again, it's worth pointing out that I still go back to that article there from Jamie Jackson. Right. First of all, I think it is misleading, and I will say that about that article. Because when you see the headline that says Kobbie plans to reject Manchester United contract to move abroad, that's pretty definitive, isn't it? That's pretty.
That's why as soon as I saw it, I started the show like that.
If put it this way, if David Ornstein came out with that headline, you'd be like, well, it's done. He is not staying at Manchester United. Like, it's quite a definitive way that he's putting that. When you read it, and it's the first like 4 words in that, Kobbie Mainoo is minded. So he's thinking. And he would probably lean to rejecting the offer.
Bombshell as well. To be clear, this is not my story. What's going on here?
I'm telling you. Already, Jamie Jackson is basically going.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
And also the Muppeteers, shout out James. James has come through. James says, agent briefings on this topic have not helped Kobbie. It's unfortunately going to create a toxic atmosphere around what are pretty ordinary contract negotiations, which again, KG's spoken about. Of course, he's going to say, like, we all understand why he's in the room saying, hi, guys, this new contract, because it needs to reflect. Everybody understands that. Yeah. He's on 20 grand a week, and we want him to have a significant role in the team. However, though, on the other side, we're going, in this Amorim thing, we don't really know. We want to build around you.
The other day, KG, to be fair, you called this the other day when we would when you were on the Flex and KG show. You know that thing when it came out of like was it from the Times? I think it was, and it was like Kobbie wants, or was Daily Mail?
180.
Kobbie wants 180k. Yeah, and KG, to be fair, you're like, that seems a bit like people within Manchester United, people within INEOS going, he wants a lot, and then trying to sort of paint him that way. And now this looks like the complete opposite end of the spectrum from Kobbie's people, which is, mate, Kobbie will go abroad. Kobbie don't care. Kobbie will go abroad and no problem. He'll reject the contract. He's going to leave.
This is not my story.
So
I'm telling you,
I don't know. This is back and forth.
The Lemons, will look at that and not read up, and all people know now is
right. This is what he means, Flex, when he says it's not his story. It's not written by Jamie Jackson. Jamie Jackson has shared this story on social media, but it's an exclusive by Will Unwin, who I've never heard of before. But
exclusive by Will Unwin. Let me click.
But Jamie Jackson.
Will Unwin is.
But if Jamie Jackson's basically tweeting that out, he's co-signing it. He's co-signing it, isn't he? He's co-signing that story.
It's a proper thing. I've seen a picture of Will right here. He is the journalist covering football for The Guardian in the north of England and across Europe. So he's Jamie's colleague.
And for Jamie Jackson to put out that tweet that we first noticed, that's him going. Yeah. He wouldn't tweet it going, "Oh, this is bullshit." You know what I mean?
No, he's not doing that.
Do you know what?
So they haven't retracted. They haven't retracted, by the way.
No,
that's not what.
Although Jamie Jackson very quickly has gone. It wasn't me.
Not me. Weren't me. It was him.
But then there's things that are at play, because, as you said, it's not really like it doesn't really say what's going on. He said at first it sounds like he's really wanting to leave, this, that, and the other. And how people are, we read the top lines of stuff and we don't get into the information. It happened to me the other day, because I saw $1 billion for the winner of that new tournament that's coming. I thought the prize was $1 billion.
$1 billion shared.
someone else would see that. Yeah, someone else would see that and just say, okay, Kobbie wants to leave. Thieving guy, mercenary, and now he wants to leave the club for more money. Get rid of him. That's how it goes.
Then you get the pylon.
It's like the Amarim quote. Remember the Amarim quote? Europa League is not going to save our season. And I saw that tweet and I sent that to Flex. I went, bloody hell. It's not going to save. Can you be saying that? And when you actually see the interview, Flex watched it. I read the whole thing in context and saw it. And you go, actually, what he's basically saying is, look, we're going to probably finish bottom half of the Premier League. Nothing's going to save our season because it's a bad season. Regardless of what happens, it's been a bad season. Yeah. He means it like that. But to KG's point, you read the headline, Kobbie Mainoo plans to reject Manchester United contract, move abroad. You go, well, I don't need to read the article. I've already said exactly what they're saying. He's leaving. He's gone.
There you go.
We have to be very careful that we don't allow Kobbie until we get different evidence. But we have to be very careful that we don't allow Kobbie to be painted, like you say, in this mercenary light. That like he's making, because what will happen is this kid, because he had a good 6 months last year, got to the Euros, now he thinks he can fleece us. And then I'm not saying the fans are going to turn on him, but I'm just saying like that's the painting of the picture that could start occurring, especially when, which is the bigger point, which is KG 100% right, especially when INEOS, there is a line in there as well. There's one side that could be the player briefing because basically James has come through and James has got some connects. James has got connects at the club.
Yeah, of course.
He's saying like the agent briefings don't help here because this is fairly routine, but now it's so James is basically alluding to like Kobbie's representatives could drop into different people like, Man United are being a bit hard about this or just stuff. They say stuff, yeah. But the other side of it is the INEOS side. And let's make no mistake, we're strapped for cash. Garnacho nearly just got sold in January to Chelsea. Let's just be to Napoli, really. Let's be real. Napoli, really. And Kobbie was always mentioned alongside Garnacho by Big Ornstein Bomber. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, United will be open to selling either or both if the price is right. And if you put 70 million down on the table, INEOS aren't going to go, but Pride and Joy, Academy, the fans they won't really like that. They'll just do the ruthless thing and be like, we need the 70 million, do it. That's what they'll do. They don't give a shit. So you got to manage that. And then you got to manage the third thing, which is what is right to give Kobbie, given what he's done versus what he hasn't done yet because he's not old enough, hasn't played enough, versus we're going in this direction in this system. And us as fans this year went, okay, so this 6 isn't going to work for Kobbie. I don't think that's it. Then we went, got to play further forward. And we haven't had a chance to see it yet. Sort of for like 2 games. So we still got to work out. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's a
disgrace, bro. It is there's a lot happening at this club and we can't be bamboozled or tricked out of our position with INEOS. We don't know them. The killer is we don't know them. We can't trust them for nothing. We've seen how they've acted. We've seen how and their communication has been terrible. And let's just have it right. It is the culture of this club. They did it with Herrera. They did it with players. We had a contract on it. Say
INEOS didn't do it with Herrera.
I'm just saying the people at this club that manage contracts have been shoddy for so long. De Gea, the contract they had in front of him, quickly moved from him. Contract again. We've done this. There's so many. Allegedly.
But you know what I mean? Your point you're making here is true. The point you're making here is true. And this was basically what I was just about to say, which is like, it's just constantly chaos from both sides. From both sides. And I think that's kind of what James is alluding to there by sort of saying, look, and it reminds me a bit of the Rashford stuff prior to Christmas, Man United put out there first that they were interested in letting Rashford go. Then Rashford's people organise an interview and they do this. And then it quickly becomes a game of, which we're already seeing this, of going, no, they started it. No, they started it. He started it. It was Man United that did it first. It was INEOS that did it first. And then INEOS go, no, it's the players. The player wants a load of money and his agents are coming out. They want money. And then they're coming out going, no, you said this first. You're trying to paint this way. And to your point, like KG, why... I know I get negotiations are tough, and I get that Kobbie is going to have a step up in money and all that kind of things. But why is it with Man United all of these negotiations? And maybe it is because in the past we've been so bad with the contracts that we've given out that we're just terrified of negotiations, and the only way we know how is to kind of sort of belittle some of the players in the media. Maybe I don't know, but. It's from both sides. It's chaos, isn't it? It's constant chaos.
Well, we're poorly run, and that's what happens. a club that's poorly run, everyone gets into self-preservation FC. And that's where it is right now on different ends of the spectrum. So you got the players saying, well, I don't even know what's going on with this manager, to be fair. There's that as another piece. The manager's saying, I don't even know.
The players don't always want to stay.
The manager says, I don't even know if I'm going to be here anyway. So you got all this stuff going on. And then after, we have previous of bad negotiations with these. We just have bad negotiation previous, because even if you want to look at even Amrabat as another one, he must have been promised things. Of course he was. And then he couldn't believe it.
He said it. He said, who did he say? Ask Mr. Barada, did he? Or was it Wilcox?
Wilcox or someone.
Yeah, ask Wilcox why I'm not here. Eric wanted to keep me, but they said no.
So. But there's all sorts. When you really look at it, there's so many different. We are rubbish at how we are on the pitch is how we are in the boardroom, how we are in negotiations, how we are on scouting, how we are on everything. We're just bad across the board. And now, guess what? The players do not trust the system anymore. You're getting a situation where the players are saying, well, what am I doing? And then it's going to be self-preservation, because even when you do look at the Rashford situation, I'll never forget the club saying they want to sell Rashford first. That's true. That did happen.
When it comes to this, to play devil's advocate, if Kobbie's reps are legitimately going, look, we want maybe not 180, but we want 150 or something like that, are Manchester United and INEOS right to go, well, we don't do that anymore? We would have in the past, but we're not bowing to that kind of demands. He's 19. He hasn't technically had a full season at United yet. He was injured at the beginning of last year, and he broke in. This season, he's had his injuries too. We're just not prepared to do that. And this is when I go. This is why it's almost a bit complicated, isn't it? Because I do get the point of view from within Man United, which would be, well, we're in the mess we are now because we've overspent and we've given out silly contracts. Marcus Rashford just came to it. We were like, who's going to pick him up? We gave him over 300k a week, and after a good season, like we can't do that again. So I suppose we can't get necessarily angry at United for wanting to be like, we don't want to overspend,
being cautious.
But I think the way to go about it, which is let's just put out in the media that they're greedy and almost again kind of vilify them. I don't know if that's the right way to do it either.
And that's the move. That's what they do. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it is. That is exactly that. This is why we have to be careful as fans, like you say, not to get hoodwinked. That's what KG said. We can't let them pull the wool over our eyes, because this situation suits INEOS. I'll be honest, because we don't have money. When we don't have money, anyone can get it, and we've seen it. Like I said, in January, we were looking at selling Garnacho to Napoli. It was a real thing, because FFP, we need the money. The most sellable assets in the squads are in danger.
We've got two sellable assets at the squad.
Two sellable assets. And Rashford as well, you know what I mean? But in terms of the use that everyone likes, pure profit, exactly. Pure profit. Obviously, Rashford is that. It's Rashford, which that's pretty much sorted. He's going to get a permanent move. Let's be honest, he is. Yep. Whether that's Villa or away. Kobbie, Garnacho. We just sold one in McTominay, the one before that, in the window before. So it's becoming a bit of a habit, right? So for me, this is why it is very complicated. You can say it's simple. Oh, he's right to ask for more money. Man United should just give him it, as long as it's not too high, very rare. But there's so much different context around it, because INEOS are trying to penny pinch they're cutting the sandwiches. So if they're cutting the sandwiches, what do you think they're going to do to potential £70 million footballers?
Why the criminals have not put no money into this club? This is what it comes down to.
Exactly. But guess what? INEOS have. So they're INEOS are seeing it as we have put money into this club.
But don't you think the agent, again, and this is where you have to be careful with football agents too, because do you not think an agent would be looking at it at the moment going, look, Man United are struggling here, and they're not really going to give out contracts. I tell you what, if you go to somewhere abroad,
give them a problem.
You go Real Madrid, mate. You go Real Madrid. We can broker a £70 million move, and we'll get a cut of that. We'll get a cut of that. Agents are there to negotiate big contracts. Agents are there to facilitate big deals, and this is the other part of it too. I think this is kind of part that James is making. That's why I'm saying that both sides here are at fault. I don't think Man United are wrong to be like, well, we're not going to overspend and we're not going to give high demands. So, but I don't agree with the part of putting out there that he's being greedy. But at the same time, let's not pretend here that the player side of things are completely innocent in this either, because I'm sure that he will have representatives that will be like, I want you get a big contract, because they get cut that big contract and they'll want a big wage too. They're doing their job. Everyone's doing their job in this, aren't they?
Wait, I don't believe you're wrong in how you break this one down. But then how you alleviate that is he should never, after the FA Cup, he should have been back in the office and they said, we're going to sort out we need to sort this out now. It's of high importance. You can't be on 20K. You're not on 20K a week. You're not giving us 20K is for a young player that's not really involved. You might put a Collier or all these other players that are kind of there or thereabouts, not involved, Chido, whoever. Yeah. You're not not even a first teamer. You're a first teamer, crucial to the team. That's what you were
under the criticize that, KG. We would if Kobbie Mainoo in the summer signed a new contract for like 150K, there would have been natural.
Then you taking it to 150. I'm talking about industry standard of other young players in the league that are getting what they're getting. They're like the 110s, 120. You could even say 90 and scale it upwards. I'm saying 120. If I'm sitting on 20, as his agent, I'm saying, bro, they need to have a conversation with us, because each and every time I go out and play, and I know the team's relying on me, then I'm looking at the dressing room. I'm saying Mason Mount on 250 grand a week doesn't perform, doesn't play. Anthony doesn't perform.
Yeah, but that's fair.
And that's fair. But then if that would also be the part from the club's point of view, they'd be like, well, Kobbie, you signed a contract 2 years ago. You've got time left on it. Now, it's not to say that it's like, well, until that contract ends, you can't get a new deal. But at the same time, you do have to, from the club's point of view, if we give Kobbie a new contract in the summer, right? And we don't know what the money is, right? Let's say it was not 180K, but it was above 100, right? And then he's had the season he had now. We'd be criticizing United for that.
Feeling would be
we'd go. There's another one. Signed a contract, and now he's dipped off. He's not as good. Believes the hype. Blah 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 blah. I think this is when I go back to fans. We don't know what we want, because we say about things, don't give them too much too soon. Don't bend over after just one good season, blah, blah, blah. But then when we get stories like this, we're like, oh, we should have done that. We should have done that in the summer.
Is what I'm saying. The truth is in the middle.
We don't know what we want.
The truth is in the middle here, yeah? Man United have to make sure that they don't repeat the sins of the past.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever player it is, whether it's a top draw player coming in from somewhere else, whether it's our own coming through that we really want to see do well, don't repeat the sins of the past. If we want to change what our football club is, which is a joke for contracts, a joke for salaries, we have to start now. So that's the first thing. I'm at peace with that. Of course, you also have to balance that by giving contracts that are lucrative enough to maintain good players, top players, young players coming through. So you have to strike the balance. So if you have to say to someone like Kobbie Mainoo, if Kobbie Mainoo's thing is, I'm seeing Mason Mount on the bike every single week in the exercise room, yeah. That's but there you go. And Dallow's been a senior pro praying for ages, and he's not good in the system. And last year he's on 80. We weren't screwing that he's on 80. We're saying that finally he's won the battle between Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 80 grand a week for really off of last year, even though last year was shit. If you used to look at 80 grand a week for Dallow last year,
he was on 25 and he went to 85. So he was on in 2020 in the 2021-22 season. He was on 25. Then he went straight up to 85.
Went straight up to 85. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the kind of realm that you can start of like looking. But if Kobbie wants more than that, if he wants the 130, 40, 50 and all them things there has to be some sort of cap on this. There has to be, because Man United can't. We have to. He is still developing. He's still got gears to go up, and it's not. We can't use the other players to a certain extent as the base rate, because if I'm INEOS, I'm going. I don't care what they gave to Mason Mount. I'm telling you, that's not how we run things here anymore. We're not running like that anymore. It's hurting us. I don't care what they gave to Anthony. Like that's a big problem for us. This is why we're not sustainable. This is why we have to make decisions like that. So I'm not saying that Kobbie's making unrealistic demands, because we don't know. I'm just painting a picture of like, this is the side of the club where they got to go, right, we've still got to have a thing we won't go above. Especially because Kobbie
the others. You can't
look at the other because the others is the old regime. It's the one with cussing. It's the one with cussing. So if they give Kobbie 180 grand a week,
then you just look at what's happening under like with Ahmad and that. He'll use a player like Ahmad to make up his mind, right? Because that's under the INEOS regime.
Yeah, and if it was and if he got 120, that would be fine. But I think even with that, because again, when you look at other clubs how they run, I get a lot of other clubs aren't Man United, blah blah blah. But you look like say like Liverpool, whatever. They got people like, Ryan Gravenberch, whatever. He's 150k. He's
but then
that's first team nailed down starter.
There you go. But we said we can't look at these other teams and stuff or other.
Yeah, we can. Of course we can. Of course we can look. I mean we can't. I mean we can't look at our own.
No, our own players from the old regime.
I'm saying you can't look at Mason Mount and be on 250k and think that's relative because it shouldn't be, because what we should be looking at in the same way that we look at the moment when they're making these job cuts, they're going, we need to get to a similar employee number as say like Arsenal, a similar size club. When we've got double, they should also then be looking at the wage structure of these other clubs and going, we should be in a similar round, because at the moment, the money we're spending on a lot of these players is not reflective of performance on the pitch. So they want to try and avoid that. So again, with that means it goes like, do you really want to go that high? Do you really want to go that far with it?
Can we agree something? Can we agree? Yeah? Yes, Ahmad was in a contract year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He actually was. He's going to go for free.
He's getting for free. This is Ahmad's first good season that he's having.
Good season. Yeah.
First, in a Man United shirt. Yeah. Would you agree that Kobbie's done more in a Man United shirt than Ahmad?
Yeah. Yes.
I would say yes. I would say yes, but I would also say, like you pointed out, but it's not a contract year. There's still 3 years left on his contract.
Yeah. Right, then it's like
that's a big game changer, because they have to lock down Ahmad. That is the game changer. That is exactly why you don't have to rush with Kobbie.
But then but you have to understand, while you have time on the clock, you're still having to manage a relationship with your players. And I'm saying, if I'm walking in for 20k every week when I know I should be getting paid more, I'm telling you, when you get to the table, you're not going to see me in 2 years to tell me that. You're not going to see me in 2 years to tell me.
No, you can't wait. You can't. I 100% agree.
I'm not waiting for the contract to end for you to tell me.
But that's why they are. But they are negotiating though. But we're not. But the reports aren't saying that Man United. These reports are saying he's just planning to reject what they are going to offer him. Yeah. So there's a willingness to offer. This is not over like they're trying to wait for 2 more years, like you say. Because like you say, 100%, you can't ask the goodwill faith to just keep him there while all them other 100%, 100%. So, but that isn't what's happening though. The reports are saying he's just planning to reject it. Obviously, we don't know. It still says
we don't know yet.
And that's not exactly that.
It says in the article as well, United believe Mainoo could still agree to improved terms. So exactly. I think because like back in the day,
this is fairly routine.
You hear these stories, don't you, about players? They went to Sir Alex. Hey, I want to raise on my contract. That's what I want. I want a contract raise. And these are some big players. How fucking dare you? Who do you think you are coming in here asking me for more money or whatever? And not to say that they got to take that line with Kobbie, but they do have to. This is why I do criticize INEOS with what they did with Bruno over the summer, because I felt that they set a dangerous precedent at the time when Bruno basically and his reps were like, Bruno got a buy-in. Bruno, although their clubs would be interested in him, and they gave him 300k a week. Now, I don't necessarily push back on making Bruno like the highest paid player at the club. If you want to talk about reflective of what they're putting in on the pitch, fair play. You can't argue much more. You probably should be. He's captain. What he does on the pitch and off the pitch, fair enough. But when you do that, agents get a whiff and go, all right, they're handing out contracts. Money's still rolling in, guys. And you're right, KG, in the sense of I know that their agents and their reps around them will be saying, Mason Mount's on this, so you should be on this. But this is also the reason INEOS was brought in, wasn't it? To be like, no, you cannot do that anymore. You can't.
Well, the new regime won't let you. The new if you advise, if I'm your agent, and the regime's just changed, and I advise you to say, listen, we need to go in there and get what Mason Mount was on from the last thing. To me, that's bad. When you can see that they're making all these cuts and they're not on that, you see they're ruthless. There's no point. They're not going to. They're not going to give him.
Right though. I think his reps will be going. Ahmad just got 120k. You scored
that one, yes.
Last season.
No, that 100. I'm talking about the sins of the past one. That's bad advice, because they ain't going to give it to you. But that benchmark there, where you say who's done more in the United shirt, it's funny actually, because he Ahmad, he didn't even start the final, did he?
No,
after scoring in the Liverpool thing, and then getting us the commentary, etc., etc. Kobbie's gone down as doing more in the United shirt because he scored the winning goal in the FA Cup final. So
and he played. He was crucial to us. He was last season.
Exactly. And in that period, he's done a lot in a short space of time. Whereas Ahmad has been here longer, but let's be real, hasn't really had his chance until this season because Eric was a criminal and Ollie was young then and sent him out on loan. So really, an injury. So Ahmad's only really come into the fray this season
and got 120.
And got 120 because.
But the critical thing is contract year, and from INEOS and from Man United and from INEOS's point of view, they'd be like, we've still got 3 years. You know, we've got 2 years on your current deal plus an option, so we don't need to be rushed. So that's really why. Let's be honest here. That's why they can drive that hard bargain, isn't it? Because INEOS know they don't need to be bullied into anything. What are they going to do?
It's a matter of, and that's it. It's where it comes down to. And if you're
going to down tools, imagine that. If you, I'm going to upset the player. Exactly. I'm going to upset the player, and he's not going to play well enough. Then you'd be like, you know, which again he won't do anyway. They know that. So,
because we've seen him still putting in a shift, and I get it. Into the common man, they'll hear 20K and think, why is he complaining? But it's not about that. That's not. You have to look at it from a footballer's eye in the footballer's world. He's saying, well, something's not right here for him and the other footballers that his counterparts. Just imagine he has to go play for the meal. Remember that 3-course meal that they're making Ganassi pay for.
Yeah,
he's really gonna look at his. They
gonna look at his 20.
They can't order no wine. What are you lot doing? Everyone better behave themselves.
But you look at Ganacho though. But wait there, even Ganacho's only on 50 bags, you know, and he signed a new deal.
Yeah,
and he's played it. My man got rinsed into the ground last year. Rinsed. Had to play every single game back to back because the senior man, Marcus Rashford, 350, Anthony, 250, 220, Jadon Sancho, 2-something. All those guys.
Nathan Mounts, Maguire.
That one there.
There's stuff there. And this is what I'm saying. You want to fix the sins of the past year. And it's like, you're not still making sins in the future, bro. You're still making the sins in the now. Like, there's so much things that you guys just naturally do wrong that it has to be looked at or has to be addressed. Because even if you said, okay, we're going to make sure it's not done, but we're going to renew this and change that. Contracts can get changed, bro. If I'm bringing more to the team, that can be amended. And
you can't downgrade. You can't downgrade someone.
It's not downgrade. I'm talking upgrade. I'm talking about as in somebody is how valuable you see me to this. Now they realized that kid Ahmad was becoming very valuable to others in world football, so they gave him a price to say we respect you, we value you.
But none of us disagreed with it as well because of in the moment he's playing well. We're like, he's good. Like tie him down. We have to.
And that's negotiation. And that's negotiation.
But this is when go back to wage structure and stuff. This is where people criticize them as much as you want. People like Chelsea are smart because they don't even have to think about these problems because they're all on like 10-year deals. But like even Cole Palmer's on 130K until June 2033, right? That's how long. But their point of view is, well, that's your base salary. There's a lot of bonuses in there. You can earn more, but it depends how well we do. But they don't have to work. That's why never comes up about, so and so might be interested in Cole Palmer. Even in 2 years, he's not going to go anywhere.
Also, because Cole Palmer's smashing it,
he was on 90 at first.
Yeah, that's right. But they've also got a structure within their thing where you can get quick renewals as well. Because didn't he sign a stupid contract for many years the first time, but was only on low money, like KG said, but that was still like a 6-7 year contract.
Yeah, and like I said, now he's started. Now they added this. But even up to, but again, we're talking like, so you want to talk about Kobbie and stuff like that. Cole Palmer, that's 130K he's on, and he's one of the best players in the league.
Exactly.
You go, well,
for every player you look at that, you go, that's the going rate. There's also another example of a club who runs a bit more officially that says, no, it's not. You know what I mean? Look at Liverpool.
Or like Liverpool. I was literally just about to say that. Alexis McAllister, he's prime years, 26 years old, middle of the park, right? 150K a week. And we're saying Kobbie, you might be asking 120, something like that. I mean, you go, would put it this way: if Kobbie played for Liverpool right now, would he get that amount of money? The only person I can see in that team, I mean, Trent, to be honest, you go, that's a bit surprising. He's on 180K and he might be leaving. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to go much higher. then,
and it took years to get for Salah. What's Salah on? The same as Bruno.
You lot.
Salah's on 350.
350. So the best player in the world, yeah. Obviously, Vinny, whatever you want to do, but Salah, yeah. He's only just like he only started getting that type of piece like kind of recent. Like he wasn't even on that.
Yeah, July 2022.
I put the topology thing here, yeah, and it's Man United. When you look at this,
say that again.
I put it in the private. I put a link in the private chat, yeah.
I'm on that.
Yeah.
And now that's like Man United, and you go down and you see Kobbie Mainoo, is literally the
lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low. It's Aiden Heaven, Collier, Kobbie, Altai Bayende gets paid more than him.
Yeah, which is why he shouldn't be on that.
But that's why I also say. But you know, when you go higher up that list and you go, wow, you know, Casemiro's highest paid player at the club, or Harry Maguire's still on 190. He's been on 190 for years, basically. It's still the same contract that he signed way back when. You know, that's when you look at those and you sort of go, well, we're not. You shouldn't almost compare to other Man United players because the going rate makes no sense.
It's too messed up.
It's too
messed up. The scale that they use, to work things out, it's the wrong scale. You can't use it.
But there's something, but then there's when you talk, because if you did that in value of importance, and even if you do value of importance from last season, you don't have him as you don't have him there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's why we're saying you can't compare it to that because and to be fair to INEOS, the only way for them to fix that is to ignore that current hierarchy there and be like,
you do.
We can't.
You have to let it run out.
We cannot give you a contract based on what other people at this club are earning because if we do, it will continue to be chaotic. And in fairness, I don't think there'll be anything wrong to say to Kobbie and his reps, let's give it like another year because like. You scored the FA Cup final last season, but this season's not been great. So that'd be fair enough to be like, we're still not really sure on that commitment about how much you want to give. You want you to stay, but if he had a great season this season,
Kobbie, but then one of those ones they start to get a bit twitchy if you do that though. Like if you're not even willing to sit down, if you're not willing to even, if you just say come back in the summer, nah, they have to come with something.
Why not?
They have to come with something.
Next season,
got to come with something.
Next season,
I mean in the summer. I mean, this is March. This is March. That's only what?
Tomo, that's not even in the warm-ups and not even getting involved in first team football. Nah.
So if you were Kobbie now, right? And to be fair, you know, I get the frustration that you have been talking for like a year because there was talks before the last Euros, wasn't there?
That's about what I'm saying. It's been going on a while now.
But if that was you to both of you, and they went, look. This season's going crazy at the moment. Can we just get to the end of the season? We'll figure it out. Would that piss you off?
It would, yeah. Because I'm like, well, what do you mean? What you take? Yeah, like we're in this turmoil as it is. Like I want to know where I stand.
A lot could change, to be fair.
And we've been talking about this since, like you said, for a little while. I don't agree with that. He should be given the world. He should not be given like 180 and even 150. He shouldn't be like the Ahmad is a good benchmark. I think that's a good benchmark. If Kobbie gets 100 grand a week to 120, that's why this can be normal to me. I think that's about right. Some people, listen, do you know what? Neutrals could look at, exactly, KG. Neutrals could look at this and go, typical Man United, you're about to give 120 grand a week to a kid who's had a good 8 months.
We gave it to Ahmad.
That's what I'm saying. No,
we had to. But we had to.
Because otherwise you're going to lose him for free, right? But this is what we've just seen, guys. Let's be real. Is a snapshot. This is a small snapshot into what Omar Barada and them are actually dealing with.
Yeah, they have to do.
Forget INEOS, Like you see INEOS say, Jim Ratcliffe, you're doing this and cutting the sandwiches. That's one bit. But you see the guys, the specialists in the field. So Jason Wilcox, your recruitment man. Vivell, your recruitment man. Man like Barada, where this is your bag, this is just a snapshot of the mess that he has to do. We've sat here for 39 minutes, and let's be real. We've got an answer, but not really. We're like, a bit of this and a bit of that. It's up to him now, and this is just one player. This is just Kobbie.
And you've got the reps, and you've got the agents going, but Mason Mount's on 250, and he goes, it's tighter, and I hear you, but we wouldn't have given 250. I hear you, so we're not really going to do that. And I go,
loads of that going on, you know.
We'll go aboard them. Well, I hear that. I don't want you to go abroad, though. I wouldn't. And INEOS go back and they'll go, yeah, but we'll just sell you then pure profit. And their reps go, yeah, I hear you, but he really wants to stay at the club. I hear you.
Because KG, can we go back to one thing? Can we all just rewind? Just have a bit of fun. That day when I said, and you reminded me of this the other day, actually. That day when I said, nah, man, Kobbie, just humble, parents probably won't even want him to get that much. And straight away, I knew I effed up. Yeah, it was at this point. Because like you said, what, you think they're gonna wait a minute? What? You think the Asians, you think that wait there. So what do you think? And again, let's make this very, very clear. We're not trying to paint Kobbie as some mercenary and trying to, but we're just looking at this like KG's right. Look at this from the player's side and in-house, family, friends, agents, more importantly. What do you think the agents are saying, KG? Be honest.
I don't think they're family members to get Capology, bro. If they have access to that,
they would know, bro. They would know.
No, they don't need no access to it.
They would know.
What I need them to know is they don't have access, because even now, you can do it by starter. You can actually now put their fingers starter, and then I actually put that up, and it's not nice.
He's the lowest starter. He's the lowest starter.
Lowest starter, bro. It doesn't make sense. They don't need Capology. They don't need this website, because this will just strengthen how angry you can get. And this is I put my son out to go out there and give everything, because he doesn't down tools. He's an honest player.
So KG, would you be saying, son, you need to leave?
I say, son, knock on that door. I say, son, knock on that door. If no one answers those knocks, summer, we're leaving.
Yeah. I would have said, because obviously it's got to this point, blah, blah, blah. I'd have gone, mate, you know what you should have done? When Ten Hag was here, should have joined Seg, mate. Join Seg.
You'd have got a big boy deal.
You'd have got
big Anthony deal, bro.
Ask Rasmus, why is he here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rasmus got a light 85 straight away.
Should have joined last summer. Should have joined Seg, mate. You'd have been straight in, no problem.
Nice.
Look at Rasmus on the light 85 starting out till 2028, comfy.
Yeah.
He's got 17.5 million remaining.
These are all people you pass to,
I did just
got that.
That's like you saying, bro. That's like you saying, let me think of this channel again. I use DJ, for instance. Yeah, you put DJ on the wicked wage, bro, and I was there pulling up trees week in, week out. DJ might not even be here this week or not, and he's just out injured. What are you telling me? No, but you signed it in rare, and I goes, bro, but flex, like
things change.
And then after I see someone else comes in, I see Marcel comes in on a big,
he's on a big thing. He's on a big,
and that's under the new management as well. And I said, bro, flex, like.
No, Rasmus wasn't. Rasmus wasn't the new management.
Marcel playing the piano video is going to drop very soon. It's going to be brilliant. And
just in my head,
with Kenny going, Marcel. In
my head, I'm making plans. I'm saying, okay, all right, they're playing with me. They're trying to play with me right now. Yeah, because this is what are we doing? What are we doing? And the killer
did you sign that low contract though, KG? That's how I'd point out. I'd be like, KG,
should have signed it, mate.
First jumped over.
Speak to your reps. You should have signed it.
Yeah,
mate.
Exactly.
But you know what? The maddest funny is though.
Learn from that mistake. You know what I mean? You see, fair enough.
You go, all right, my bad. But the thing is, though, when he signed, here's what's mad about football. When Kobbie signed that extension, that was the right thing, because it was the Wolves, put it through the players' legs, got the first goal. I don't know if he had signed that when he
played in the final.
Yeah, when did he sign that one, Owen? I don't know if he'd already put it signed against Liverpool.
It was February 9th, 2023. It was before that. It was a couple of years ago. It was around.
Was it before he even bust on the scene against Wolves then?
It was around Carabao Cup final. It's around that period of time.
So he signed that before he even played.
Yeah. And to be fair, 20k for someone that's not really playing first team football, that is quite a lot. That is quite a lot.
Wait a minute.
So now you're paying me the same price.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Play aside. Go on, Fleck.
No. I'm trying to just work out the timeline of what's going on here. Let's get things factual, right? Owen, Carabao Cup final, he signed that, yeah?
Wow, a Carabao Cup final.
When Ten Hag was whispering to him, innit?
2023. what date was that? That was on the 26th of February, 2023, right?
Right.
And Kobbie signed his contract with Manchester United even before that on February 9th, 2023. So by that point,
Right.
I'm thinking Kobbie's probably played. Not even he's never, but because he
started
his first game for Manchester United at Everton later on that year.
Yes,
so what we're saying is Kobbie Mainoo got a contract for £20,000 a week.
And he never kicked the ball.
When he basically never played for Manchester United.
Right. Okay. Owen, perfect. Right. Thank you for that fact. So that's something that we bring to the negotiation table. Watch this one now. Belief in you. How do I view you? Mate, you got a contract before you did anything at senior level. We believed in you so much. People called us crazy. I put 20K a week in your bank, bro. Before you put it through Matt Doherty's legs or whatever it was, and you done the thing. This was, bro, when you was on the youth team, yeah, and just training with the first team, you was on 20 bag a week, bro.
Palmer's getting that City, and he wasn't paying as well.
We're not Man City.
Just saying,
we haven't won multiple trophies. I don't know if you've noticed. We're in the mud.
Industry standard, mate. Still Man United.
Well,
no, it's not. It's not industry standard. It's not industry. I'll tell you now. You're in the top 1%. We put you in the top 1% of 18-year-olds for salary. How about that?
Where am I now? For starting,
no, because you're saying like, how do you don't believe in me and all that? Don't talk to me about belief.
I'd come back in. I'd come back in, and I would go, and then I would go. So you're getting offended because I'm saying leave it to the summer. I'm just going to leave it. Let's wait, and because we've taken care of you before. We've taken care of you for a couple of years. Leave it to the summer.
They've got a bit of leeway, you know.
There's none.
KG, they put him on 20 bags. KG, no. But it's 20. Can I ask you a question? Is 20 bags before you've played first team in one appearance? Is that good?
Well, I'm still scared of football clubs, though, innit?
If Flex said to me, if I went to Flex, I went, Flex, one new contract, and then he went, give it to the end of the season, I'd be like, well, we've always worked well together before in the past. No problem. I'll wait to the end of the season.
Goodwill.
That's fine.
Goodwill. You got to trust that your club's not criminals, bro. But this club is. This is a
KG, you're here, mate. So
this club is, bro. This club is full of criminals, bro. We have to just understand it. We know that we treat players like shit. Let's be real. I wish I could say it was a nicely run club. We're the same guys that we done everything to get Dan Ashworth off gardening leave, only to sack him. Even when Flex was getting mad that day, it was such a good thing to do because it showed ineptness. It showed lack of forward planning. Thinking.
But this is why I don't get KG though, because we say this, we treat players so badly, and then when they're kicking the ball on the pitch, we're going overpaid shits. They're criminals. So I'm not going to feel sorry for them. I'm not going to feel sorry for them.
No, but then when it's a salary that you can't move
Xerxes and Ogre.
When you move,
and I did retract that.
Salaries, that you can't manage.
Hello, criminal.
When Dallow's a criminal though. Dallow's an absolute criminal.
But you weren't saying that last year when it was an 85 bags. You didn't think that before.
And actually, Dallow's salary right now is bad. I don't think Dallow
treated you really badly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Dallow's salary right now, though. I think another club will pick that up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've done things like the Maguire one, 190. Nobody wants that salary. No Premier League clubs. I'm talking about salaries that you can't move on. So I'm not saying that's the thing, because sometimes there's no gray area, and said I'm not saying give players salaries that no other club can pay. I'm saying still he's competitive, but other clubs can manage that. That's all. You know, they don't need help with the deal. They don't need us to pay 50% and they pay none of that stuff. And that's what I'm hoping Man United do going forward. I like the salaries of Xerxes. I like the salary of Rasmus. It's a bit, probably the people say maybe it's higher than another club will say, another club will come in and take that though. Another club will take that Rasmus salary, and they won't worry.
Yeah, it stops you like like even with the Rashford situation. The biggest sticking point: who's going to pay them wages? Who's going to Casemiro? Now he's null and void. Who's going to pay them wages? How are you going to Mason Mount? Look at that, he's crocked. Who's going to pay 250? Like,
are you happy with Xerxes being on 105k a week?
He ain't on 105, is he?
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. Are you happy with that? Lenny Ora went to 115 a week.
I'm comfortable with the Lenny Ora being on that. we ain't gonna have to renegotiate.
That's how he had to get him from Real Madrid.
But then you can say, and this is where you have to be careful of, like, if you want to compete in the market for sought after players, you do have to be able to stretch for certain individuals on a case-by-case basis, because the context of how good the player is versus the time of the year or the area you're trying to buy them in meant that you have to pay that. Because really, let's be real, we've paid 150 grand a week, and basically 50 million for a player. Of course, he's only 18, so we have to let him just chill, just get into it. We can't expect mad things from him. But really, that bread, 50 million, 150 grand a week, that should be that's an instant return level of money. But the context of the deal is, this kid's amazing. He's been at Lille. He's in the team of the year in Liga. Real Madrid are there. People are there. If you really want him, though, they're going to pay that money. So if you want to dine at the big boy table, you got to pay the peas. Some people, some like Kobbie now, it's unfortunate. It's just how the cookie crumbles. This is the business of football. You're from our academy, mate. Unfortunately, like, we're not in that position where, like, we have to give you that now or this, that, and the other. Of course, when your contract runs out, like you said, KG, someone will. The question is would another club? Well, he says he'd go abroad, not Premier League. Would a club on the continent give Kobbie 120 grand a week? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, absolutely. Even like I know, like Juve and AC and that
kind of clubs that would be interested. Because you could see him going to La Liga, couldn't you? Like either
100,
Barca or
exactly,
Real or something like that.
But you say that, I mean, Pedri, Gavi thing, and all them things. Like, there's big man there. But in a proper footballing team, they'd be interested in someone like Kobbie Mainoo. You know what I'm saying? All right, maybe Real Madrid might be a bit packed out in that area now. Who knows? Maybe Modric retires at the end of the season. There's a space, mate. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they have to think of that.
A big club. It's only because we're rubbish right now. It's because we suck this season. That it's easier to, you almost want to say none of these players deserve anything. That's how we feel. Like, no one should get paid.
I don't work like that.
Football don't work like that. These players are talented. And that's why now you're starting to see some of these lot are going to get, like, now a player like Anthony will get his wage that he asked for. When he now moves to whoever, didn't he just get called up he's been recalled up for the international side again?
No, he didn't.
I don't think he did. No, he missed it. No.
Fake news. Yeah. Saw that and I thought, wait, look at his life.
Unless they added him after. But
also, as many people pointed out, having played Real Sociedad last night, if that's mid-table La Liga, you can kind of maybe see why Anthony would stand out in La Liga.
Yeah, still got to play those.
They weren't great.
So let's.
I know. I'm not saying we're any better than mid-table La Liga. We're bottom half Premier League, near relegation zone. But it should probably offer maybe a little bit of extra context, shouldn't it? Of like, actually, you know what I mean? I can see why Barca pumped them 4-0.
Yeah, exactly. A good team would match them up.
If Liverpool played them, if Arsenal played them, it'd probably get a similar result. 4-0.
Yeah, but back to the original thing before you wrap up. It is strong words from that piece in The Guardian, though, because they have still written Kobbie is planning to reject the offer of a new contract and seek a move abroad. They've still
I think the headline's nasty. I think the headline's nasty. Yeah. I think the headline's a bit much, that one.
Kobbie Mainoo plans to reject Manchester United contract and move abroad. Negotiations over an extension have not led to an agreement. So also, a lot of people have said that, though, the fact that they have still been negotiating, but there's still no agreement. But that doesn't mean that there won't be.
Won't be one.
You know what I mean?
And it says that in the article. It says that United expect still think you can sign.
Yeah, but they still think you can find. But it also says United are open to a sell of the player valued at around 70 million. Why is that? Because, again, we've said everyone's got their price. If 70 million arrives at the door, Man United will look at it. They will.
And rivals don't give a crap when they're talking about that. They're not going to do their research. They're just going to
say, even look, all your players want to leave. They don't want to be there. It's disgusting.
And also, and maybe this is the other part of it. If it's not wrapped up by the summer, there will be people sniffing. There will be people sniffing around that.
Oh, he's going. 100%. He's going to be gone. He's going. He's getting.
You're saying on record he's leaving.
He's selling. He's getting sold. He's the value. Him and Garnacho are the value of this club. They're the only pieces that are worth something to really bring some revenue into the club. They'll sell. And if we do have these financial issues that we do, we're not going to get away with it. We're gonna have to make some. We're gonna have to make some big decisions. And that's
your prediction is on Friday, March 7th. Kobbie Mainoo will be sold this summer.
So Kobbie was sold.
For me, closing statement for me, I'm worried. I see why KG's going 100%. I'm not there. I do think this is a 50. I don't sit in the camp of like, nah, this is just some noise. He'll sign. Nah, I am 50-50 on this because I know if that money comes, if INEOS don't reach a price that they think is within their thing and Kobbie doesn't reach it, they will not blink twice at someone paying 60-70 million to rebuild the squad. They're cutting sandwiches in the lunch hall, so I would be naive to think that this is just going to get wrapped up.
So KG says that Kobbie will go. You say you're not sure. I'll stick with what I've said the whole time. Kobbie Mainoo signed a new contract at Manchester United.
Yeah, you have said that from the start, and you said it strong. The first one, you was like, don't cover this. He signed a new contract. Now it's getting a bit more serious. You're sticking where you're at.
You're signing a new contract.
There you go. We've got one of each from the Trinity. There you go.
Yeah.
Shock.
UV clips. UV clips is going to have this, and whatever happens,
we will revisit.
Yeah,
we will revisit. Yeah. And really, the only people in the firing line is you and KG because I'm like,
that's why you're sitting on the fence, isn't it, KG? You
know what I
mean? At least we have the balls to say something.
And guess what? And guess what, guys? When I get new evidence from this point onwards, I'll make my decision. I'll see what happens when he comes back from his injury.
Just don't care anymore. Don't care.
There you go. So, guys, episode 55. Thanks for tuning in. Basically, it's been all about Kobbie. We didn't even get to talk about Jean-Philippe Mateta. Would you take him, KG?
Or Arsenal. You know,
or Arsenal. Oh my God, Arsenal Sunday. Just we're getting licks. So I don't know what you lot fit. There you go. I'll get off the fence for that. We will lose.
Yeah. We're gonna lose. Yeah.
We're gonna lose. Yeah. So there you go. Smash the like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure you show love to OWEN Wrestle News 3655555. And of course, check out all the reckless delegates over there who are coming over to United View at times and contaminating the whole place. It's all going off. Joe Blackman's trial is still. I don't know what's even.
I called in. I filed paperwork.
Oh, you filed? Yeah.
I filed paperwork.
Monday.
Yeah. So the cross pollination's pollinating right now. It's getting crazy. So make sure you check out Reckless Sports to follow what's going on with the delegates and whose latest cases are standing trial because it's very, very important. Take care, guys. We're out of here. Peace.